That means they're always lying to you. If I could get in so much trouble for just telling the truth. Cause remember when gangster rap was so motherfucking politically incorrect? When somebody would like lose their deal if they cursed and shit. Now what somebody would lose their deal for? If they tell the truth. So that means they all been lying to you. They've been lying to you. But we ain't gonna take this.
Okay, ready? I'm gonna be.
Bitch on the ride of my day like a Mustang. I got a watch on my wrist is a bust down. See ya. I'm tryna hop on a flight out of town. See ya. But I see my baby to bring it right round. See ya.
Yo, yo, yo. Oh, it's your boy, the Light Buddha Mike, back at it again with another TikTok live reaction for the family. Y'all, it's Tuesday. Y'all already know what it is. I'm about to go play some One Piece. So I'm only going to be here a little while. Not a long while, just a little while. Let's get it.
My friends be like, how come you not famous yet? I be like, you didn't share my shit. How come you ain't shared it yet?
Well, I already know the answer to that.
I might have just finally figured it out. This is why they been scrambling. Yeah, that's why they been scrambling, y'all. This is even more reason why they been scrambling. You want me to break it down? But in order for me to tell you about this, how it's relevant to this, and this as well, don't forget this one. I'm gonna play you this video from a channel message that I gave on February the 11th.
Another dude named Drew the Prophet was all over the internet talking about evacuate the state of California because of a natural disaster. So I went and did some digging and I was like, all right, the dream told me 15 hours away from Los Angeles. That would put me in Loreto or Malegue, South Baja, California. Which, if you didn't know, California literally runs from the United States all the way to Mexico. There's California, Baja California, then South Baja California. Because in my dream, it told me SoCal. But I was thinking, I was like, all right, SoCal. But I didn't know California, the southern border of California, expands all the way down to Mexico. However, it used to be an island. Which brought me to the point of asking the question, what is significant about the Gulf of California that runs, all the way down to Baja California? This is known as the Sea of Cortez, or the Red Sea. Also, there is a divergent plate boundary spreading to the San Andreas fault system. There are multiple. People only ever talk about the San Andreas fault system, but there are multiple, especially the Newport and Inglewood fault that runs directly through LA, Compton, Inglewood, and Long Beach. Now, let's just say hypothetically that all of these faults go off at once. This could really, allegedly, cause complete separation of California and Baja California from the mainlands of the United States and Mexico. I'm talking about a possible quake completely off the spectrum. Magnitude 9, nigga. Y'all remember that movie San Andreas? Where they actually, allegedly.
Now that brings us back to this, right? The future map of the world. What is this right here? Don't this look like the lands of Antarctica or the ice wall? And look at Greenland up here. Dang, they're untouched. But what I really want you to pay attention to is this spot right here as well as this spot. Interesting. And then haven't they been having a lot of earthquakes going on, as well as, I remember when I was young, it was a lot of energy circulating right here as well as right here. What do we have here? Could it be the dragons that I mentioned in my YouTube videos that are swimming in the opposite direction? They're scrambling because everybody's trying to get first dibs. This is called the Drake Passage, right? Alright, so this is at the bottom of South America. You see it's Antarctica, South America, North America, and then we got Greenland up here. Right here at this point, I want y'all to look at this. Look at all these bases, these different bases, but yet everybody agreeing we can't go to Antarctica, right? But how we got all these different bases? How all these countries got, land and territory over here? Because ultimately y'all said, look, come on, let's come up here to Canada. This is where everybody arguing about. Alaska too, this little strait right here, that's how you get from Russia to Alaska. Come on. Now we coming to Greenland. Greenland is important because Greenland is what connects this land known as the Americas to the North Pole. You see how, if you look right here, a lot of this territory has not been claimed, and it's defrosting. It's defrosting. Yes. So eventually, people are going to want to go there, right? Because you see, again, all of this has been, claimed. They got claims to it. It's quote-unquote known lands, right? Because it's got a name. You even see the Alexandria Fort right there. That's interesting. But anyway, come on. You coming all the way around until you get, like I said, all the way up closer to the Arctic, which is known to be these cold lands. But yet, why I see green? Why do I see green? So y'all telling me that the land is shifting. The land is changing. You know what they would refer to as climate change, right? All right, boom. And that would check out, comparing it to the race for the new world. Because the lands that were once frozen under or under an ice age are now thawing out. And the remnants that were up under that ice are coming back. Because as we evolve and change, the land does as well. So now the questions then become, where are they trying to go outside of Antarctica if they told us that it was only these 7 continents? What are they running from? Why can't anyone go to Antarctica? Why is it so much security around it, but yet there's nothing there? Could that also be the reason as to why Europe and Asia were heavily populated with the parasite? Because once that land woke up from under the ice age spell, a lot of things would be revealed. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she not wrong though. She not wrong, man. I can't see a lie. I can't see a lie. Shit. But we ain't gonna diverge too much from that shit. We in turmoil, you know what I'm saying? We going through it. Get back to the Leviathan.
So the Super El Nino of 1877 killed 50 million people worldwide. But do you know that the world's population was only 1.4 billion then? And now it's about 8 billion, which means that the Godzilla El Nino that's here now is going to kill about, well, let's talk about it. Now, the Super El Nino from 1877 killed 50 million people worldwide, about 7% of the population, which was only 1.4 billion. That same 7% of the population today would be over 500 million people. Over 500 million are set to perish from the Godzilla El Nino. Need I remind you all of the Deagle report? How soon you all forget. As you can see here, the United Kingdom was set to have a population change of 77.1%, Ireland 72.4%, and the United States 68.5% population change for the negative. You remember before when I told you they were moving all of the military equipment from the West Coast to the Midwest, east of Denver towards Chicago, when they had all of that movement with the National Guard doing everything? I told you all they were migrating east because, now if we take a look at the future naval map of the world, you will see that the entire west coast of the United States is underwater. And for those of you that follow me, If you look down towards Venezuela, where the eye of Levi is, well, it's also underwater. Now let's trace from the Caribbean, where you can see the head of Levi starts and comes through Mexico, and trace the spine all the way up the Midwest. You can see that she has moved. Everything on the West Coast has fallen off into the ocean. There is going to be a major earthquake. I guarantee it. Those 7.0, 7.2 earthquakes that we just seen in Venezuela ain't gonna have shit on what's coming to this entire continent. And for those of you who's been following me since I first started talking about Drake, the dragon down at the bottom of South America, in between South America and Antarctica, at Drake's Passage, you know that Drake means dragon. But I want you to see where Drake is going to be on that future flood map of the world. Now, if you take a look south of South America, all the way at the bottom of this page in the middle, you can see that Drake, the dragon, is now exposed. New land, people. New land. Now, if you Google the Deagle forecast or Deagle report, and you add up all of the casualties that's supposed to be lost, you think it's going to come up to over 500 million? Go do the math yourself. If the Super El Nino in 1877 killed 50 million, well, this Godzilla El Nino of 2026 or 2027 to come is going to take out 500 to 560 million people worldwide, which would honestly make the Deagle report more accurate than ever. We just thought those lives lost had came from the old hokey pokey. No, they knew. That's exactly why in Venezuela they have the Dragon Gas Project. I told you all, and they know it too. I'm just warning you, especially for those of you that's on the West Coast. I've given you ample time to get out of there. For the last 3 to 4 years, I've told you if you're on the West Coast, move. I've gave you plenty of time to get off the West Coast. I can't tell you exactly when it's going to happen, but I can tell you this. It's going to happen. And the lives lost is going to be catastrophic. I'm not sure how we'll ever recover. But once again, if you're on the West Coast, make your way east now. And as always, TikTok, none of what I said in this video is true. It's all misinformation. It's scripted. You know, I wrote a play and a script. I'm trying to be a great producer, like Spielberg, only better.
Only better. Only better, y'all. Gotta get that damn snake, though. Man, they talking about that dragon about to start shaking, yo.
So, if I have a right to do something, I don't require permission. So if I have a right to keep and bear arms, then I don't require a concealed carry permit. They are contradictions in terms. Did George Washington and Thomas Jefferson have gun permits? No, it was ridiculous. I mean, you were required to have a gun, basically to defend the United States. So if they didn't have a gun permit, and we do now, where was the first gun permit? When did we write the first gun permit? Just after what we call the Civil War. It's actually the war between the states. If you have a right to do something, you don't have to ask for permission. White people had rights. Black people were slaves. They had no rights. Well, we passed the 13th Amendment, which says there's no more slavery. Well, gosh, if there's no more slavery, then blacks and whites are all the same, right? So you're going to give the black people guns after you've just had them in chains? And I don't think so. They may be a little upset with us. Giving them a gun may not be a real good idea this week. And so what we did was we gave blacks privileges. Okay? Well, this guy's not going to be really angry with it. We'll let him do it, but not this guy over here, because I can still see in his eyes. He's angry. So blacks were given privileges with the 14th Amendment. How about a marriage license? Did Thomas Jefferson and George Washington have a marriage license? No. Today, just about everybody has one. Where was the first marriage license? Right after the Civil War. If two white people want to get married and have children, they have a right to do that. They can do anything they want with their property. Now, whites don't have to ask anybody for permission. Blacks, we really didn't care. Two black people wanted to get together. We basically considered that animal husbandry. But what if a black person and a white person want to get married? Oh gosh, we can't have that. We can't allow mixing of the races now, can we? The white person can do anything they want. The black person can't. The black person has to get permission. So the first marriage licenses were permission for interracial marriages. And I have a copy of Black's Law Dictionary. Now this is Black's Law 3rd edition. This is about 1870s, I think, somewhere in that time frame. And so it's an old book, and I've gotten a copy of it, and I've looked up marriage license. And it says, quote, a license or permission granted by public authority to persons who intend to intermarry. Right there in black and white. A marriage license is for mixed marriages. Well, eventually that was working so well that we just apply a marriage license to everybody. Why do you need permission? If you go to a wedding, how many people are in that contract? Well, you got the man, you got the woman, but that's not all. You've also got the state. The state is there giving you permission. Why? Because you asked. If you ask for permission, that's pretty good evidence that you needed permission. Why would you ask for permission if you don't need it? So you've got the man, the woman, and the state. There are 3 entities in this contract. So now the state has a vested interest in the outcome of this contract. Well, what is the general outcome of a marriage contract? You put a boy and a girl in a dark room for long enough, what's going to happen? Children. So now the state, because they are vested in this contract, they have a vested interest in the children. How can this social worker come to your door and say, you're not being a good parent, and take your kids away? Because they own them. If you have a marriage license, the state has partial ownership in your children. That's how they can demand that your children go to school. They want their children in school, government schools. Now, if you don't get a marriage license, if you just say, hey, you're pretty good looking, you want to sleep together? What do they call that? That's a common law marriage. That's probably the only phrase where anybody knows the phrase common law. Well, what is common law? Well, gosh, I don't know. That's what 2 people know. It's not. 2 people get married. It is a common law marriage because it is based on property. And we will get to Article 3 of the Constitution later this afternoon.
Yeah, they taking our rights, giving us privilege. Fucked up as it is. Where should I have heard?
Folks, welcome observers. It is Tuesday, June 30th, 2026. I've got enough eye candy to make your head spin this morning, and there's a clip of my most recent interview that, well, if it doesn't make you go watch the whole thing, I think you are at the wrong channel. That was an opening coronal field shot in yellow, the flare flashing in blue, and this last 24 hours on our star shows the full breadth of sunspots, filaments in the southern dark coronal hole. We did take some solar flares yesterday, but just barely up into M-class range, no CMEs ejected. However, here in the early hours of June 30th, the other thing we've been watching for is starting to arrive. We had said it was going to be a dense but not fast CME. Yellow panel shows barely any velocity changes to the plasma stream, but orange above that sure does. A 50x jump in density, and then up top, the white and red are deviating from the baseline. We're going to watch this unfold today, but any auroras are going to the eastern hemisphere. Here are the mega sunspots that are not doing much of anything. The southern one is so big, how many Earths do you think could fit in there? The reason neither spot has went wild is magnetism. They have powerful spread cores with only minor umbral magnetic mixing around their periphery. No strong Delta-class activity, despite their official designation. So, let's get our first piece of eye candy here. This is satellite-derived ground motion from those Venezuela quakes. Article comes with it, link is below. Now, let's go out to the pink planet, only 57 light years away. They've known for a while this super Jupiter-sized planet on a wide orbit was colored pink. They had no idea why. It is the only known planet around its host star, which is an F-type star, not all that dissimilar to our own. Now, what do I mean by wide orbit? Well, let's compare to the solar system. Yeah, it is way out past Neptune. Lonely place that star system is. And here's our comparison for size. You can see it's even bigger than Jupiter. And they finally know why it's pink now thanks to James Webb. Salty clouds. Link to the full story is below. Up next, the newest member of the pole shift community is Stephanie Buchanan. Her posts have been very on target with catastrophism the last several months and today, while trying to spot correlations between geomagnetic jerks and Chandler wobble activity, which is maybe not the easiest thing to be trying to do. She managed to demonstrate visually what I told you last year. Wildly increasing weirdness in the secular variation in jerks, and then a drop-off timed perfectly with the move from losing 5% of the Earth's magnetic field per century to 5% per decade. That trough there, the one that scared the elites. Frequency is increasing again now, another jerk due. And if it's another huge one, then the prediction for the next super acceleration I forecast last year should in fact be between 2027 and 2033. Yikes. But this is more yikes. My latest interview on the backlash. This was a pretty cool dude, by the way. Interview is linked below, and let me see if I can convince you to watch it.
You know, I usually try to be pretty optimistic about that area.
Good. Because we have a place called Sun Valley in Idaho, by the way.
Some of the more complex models that people are putting out, including the one I just looked at in a meeting about an hour before you and I hopped on here, and which will be available to the public in approximately 1 month. It is the most complex. It is the most scientific tsunami model. Idaho is completely fucking obliterated.
Nice.
So the safe zones of the planet are about half of what I thought they were. There's not a whole lot of areas that are safe that I was like, you're screwed. But there's a whole bunch of areas where I was like, hey, I'm optimistic about this. And in this new model, I'm like, oh, God. No, that's bad.
I don't know. Your call. It's linked below. So is suspiciousobservers.org. Folks, time runs short for an upgrade and transition needed before the Earth and Sun do theirs. The year of the Prepper is half over on this day. What have you done about it? We'll do this all
What have we done about it? Yeah, man, the map, that map is just changed, y'all. Changed. Obama brought change. Hillary Clinton escaped the motherfucking Nephilim. And Donald Trump is back from the future. So it the world's in turmoil, y'all. I'm just saying. We gotta keep participating though. Enjoy the show.
I filed my paperwork for you on Friday, and the clerk illegally denied it. I went again this morning and filed my paperwork again for you. The clerk again illegally denied it, even though I gave her a notice telling her it's a felony for her not to accept my paperwork. And actually, it's in law, it's considered filed when I gave it to her. Okay. So there. What do you want to do today, sir? Well, Your Honor, I mean, I'm going to have to ask a few questions first, which, first of all, is I need to understand the nature and the cause of the charges against me, as well as I need to know, is this a civil jurisdiction or criminal jurisdiction?
Okay, it's criminal jurisdiction.
Criminal.
It's traffic infraction court, so no possibility of going to jail on any of this. You've settled one of your counts. You just approved a correction on August 26, 2022, or Ryan Michael Thor did. If you're are you saying that's not you?
Ryan Thor is the living man. Ryan Michael Thor is the defendant in error. It's the artificial person. So thank you, Your Honor. Let the record of the court show that the action against me is criminal. And now I have another question, because the Constitution grants us two different criminal jurisdictions, okay? One criminal jurisdiction is under the common law, and the other is under the criminal jurisdiction of admiralty or military tribunal venue from Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 of the Constitution. Well, I need to know which of these two jurisdictions that you intend to try me. It's very important because they're done different ways. The rules of civil procedure are very different in a criminal jurisdiction, obviously for common law, and a military.
Civilly, no one's asking you, no. So we just need to show, were you able to cure your license with the DMV or you don't know?
Your Honor, I need to get these other questions answered. I need to know what the jurisdiction is, and I need to know also who the injured party is. The nature and cause of this. I need to know who the injured party is. I need to know who's bringing the claim.
How about, the state is. So here's the deal. Do you want to have a trial date? I can give you many trial different dates, and you come in and you can ask all the questions, and they have to prove the charges against you. So.
Thank you, Your Honor, but I don't think you'd be violating your oath of office by doing your duty under the Constitution. Okay?
Mr. Thor, I'm going to have to come back to your case because I have all these other cases, and I'll take all the time in the world to do you because you add on today? Wait, what's on your calendar?
Your Honor, I just motioned for a dismissal because if this is a criminal jurisdiction, as you're claiming, I need to see a verified complaint and I need from the injured party, and I have to have an opportunity to face my accuser, as you mentioned at the beginning of this entire hearing. So who is the injured party? That's the question. Who's the injured party? Why am I here? I don't understand why I'm here.
You paid $448.32.
Yes, that's what he's paid at the beginning.
All right. So what else? So he just has count 1 and count 2, and he should have proved that, right?
Correct.
All right, sir, I'm going to just exercise my discretion. I'm going to dismiss count 1 and dismiss count 2 and just order the fees that you've already paid to cover court costs. Okay?
So.
No charges are pending against you. They've been dismissed. Interest of justice.
So I'm letting the record show that the defendant, Ryan Michael Thor, with case CMZ 606406, all charges are dismissed. Is that correct?
And whatever fees were paid are going towards court costs, okay?
Those fees are bail, and they should be returned after dismissal.
Okay. You know what? I don't have a problem with returning your fees. I don't.
Thank you.
All right. Wait. All right. Have a good day, Mr. Thor.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate your time.
You're very welcome. Next case, Matthew Martinez, CMZ 30058. Mr. Martinez, good morning, sir. Thank you for being patient. I know you're at the end of the calendar. Did you have an address change because the money comes back to whatever address you put in whoever the person was. So.
The address is proper.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Matthew Martinez, CMZ 30058.
See that, people? Clip that. Because that's how it's done. You know what I'm saying? That was good. I like how he did that. That was nice. Full dismissal, refund the money. Angela Dow in the building, yo. What it do? Yeah, I was just making a short one, Angela. Got a card match in a little while. Gotta go pick up Denise after that. Then I'm gonna do some work. You know what I'm saying? We get in it.
Wow. People magazine got Rashad Jamal talking about his YouTube channel, the University of Cosmic Intelligence, online cult. They calling him a cult leader. I don't know if that's an accomplishment or he should really fear, that we should really be worried about, because we all know what they do. This is the same playbook that they did with a whole bunch of different other political prisoners, bro. We all know Rashad Jamal ain't had nothing to do with no damn human trafficking, bro. Man ain't had nothing to do with that shit. Like, a lot of people been locked up on false charges. They try to lock people up on false charges. If they can't do that, then they just find a way to get them out the way, even if that means killing them, unaliving them. They have a whole documentary calling this man a cult leader. And anybody who's associated with Rashad Jamal is somebody who needs to be scrutinized. This just sounds like an attack on spirituality to me. I think this is bigger than Rashad Jamal. I just feel like this is an attack on the woke agenda. Anybody who claims to be woke, anybody who is spiritually inclined, yeah, they want to put a bad stigma out there for people who are spiritual. In this modern day, we have created a culture of being woke, a culture of being spiritual, of growing closer to God. It just seems like it's an agenda to attack that. That's what this is. It really has little to do with Rashad Jamal, but peace to the God, man. You know you're a powerful man when they start dragging your name through the mud and they try to assassinate your character. But we also know that that is step one when they're trying to get rid of you.
Facts on. Like I said, man, just because the motherfucker got that dirt on his name don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nigga had a message. It's the message, not the message. What up, Jan in the building, yo? Woo, woo. See, I see everybody clicking in, trying to get that early views. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Okay, we're at the Colton Funeral Home. What is this over there? A meat. A Glenrose Meat Company at a mortuary. What does that mean? What? What is that?
Sliced
Really quality meat products.
Mm, mm, mm. Lebanese. You motherfuckers giving the shit names and shit. Like, oh, it's cultured. Yeah, but that's hot. Where you at again, Jay? I thought you was close to me. Hot.
By yourself today, sir?
GFLO was traveling on a Greyhound bus when they passed through a U.S. Border Patrol checkpoint in Falfurrias, Texas. The bus was flagged for an immigration inspection and was boarded by immigration officers who asked each passenger about their citizenship.
Okay, so while all the foreigners were so busy, degrading and berating the Black Americans because the Black Americans now want to shop inside of their communities, this was happening right up under y'all nose, and you ain't even know it. Okay, so the Supreme Court is expected to hand down its decision regarding birthright citizenship on Tuesday, June the 30th, 2026. Now, while y'all was so busy degrading and talking down on the so-called Black Americans, the American Indians, today the 29th, this is tomorrow. They're about to make the final decision on birthright citizenship tomorrow. Let me finish reading. The Supreme Court is expected to hand down its decision regarding birthright citizenship on Tuesday, June the 30th, 2026. Chief Justice John Roberts announced that Tuesday will be the final day of the court's current term, and the case is among the remaining options to be released. Y'all was so busy. Let me finish. Dang, man, that's crazy. Y'all was so busy worried about where we spending our money at and how you gonna get our money so you can live the American dream. Bro, you ain't even finna be in America no more. Evaluate the constitutionality of President Donald Trump's executive order signed on the first day of his second term. Bro went in there and signed that the first day of his second term. The order attempts to deny birthright citizenship to children born in the USA whose parents are in the country illegally or temporarily. TPS status. See how everything coming full circle? All y'all had to do was come here in the line with us. Y'all think these people don't see how y'all treating us? And we are Americans? Nah, see, y'all came over here. Hold up, let me get out of here. But nah, y'all came over here and assimilated with the oppressors that oppressed the people that you should have aligned with. Because we had some kind of similar, things we were going through. So we would expect that y'all would get with us, especially now today. Everybody want to say they're black-owned business. Would usually say, no, I'm not black. I'm Ugandan. I'm not black. I'm Nigerian. You see what I'm saying? Y'all would usually say these things. But now y'all saying black-owned business. But fuck all that, bro. The decision for birthright citizenship is up tomorrow. This decision will state if you stay in America or if you gonna have to leave. Literally, you gonna have to leave. See, y'all worried about the wrong shit. That's what you should have been worried about.
Mm-hmm. Worried about the wrong shit. Should be worried about if that motherfucker is indigenous or not American. You hear me? Let's keep moving.
Entertainment purposes only.
We have devices that detect evidence. So, we mentioned a camera that focuses on car. We have cameras that focus on people. And then, unfortunately, there's terroristic organizations like T.L.R, whose primary motivation is chaos.
Oh, I'm so scared.
They are closer to Antifa than they are anything else.
What, you guys don't have sarcasm anymore?
And the time frame on when you think crime will
or disappear.
No longer exist?
Well, I think the cool part is that it's really a two-step evolution. Like, step one is you have to solve crime.
Protect serve in place. 4 minutes, 15 seconds lapse.
This particular device does not have a camera in it. It has a very sensitive microphone connected to AI. It listens for, quote, sounds of distress.
You are fined 1 credit for a violation of the verbal morality statute.
Fuck you.
The only way it can detect sounds of distress is if it's always listening.
Your repeated violation of the verbal morality statute has caused me to notify the San Angeles Police Department.
In 10 years from now, America as a country is a dramatically different place.
Fuckers are fast, too.
You are fined 1 credit.
Is a place where crime doesn't exist.
Yeah, right.
In the U.S. history book, there'll be a part about flock. And how, because of flock, we are a safer, happier, healthier country.
And the question is, do we really want to be living in this type of community where surveillance is now the answer to public safety?
Hell to the no. We don't want people looking at us. Those cameras are so good that they can go into a bedroom. You know what I mean? DJ sees in the building. What it do? I didn't even see you come in. My bad. My bad. Short one. I'm almost done. You know what I'm saying? Almost done. Keep it moving, though. We gonna keep it moving. Wait, it's not gonna play? All right, see y'all.
I know my generation fuck shit up. I know we help fuck shit up. I ain't never say we ain't help fuck shit up. That's why when our kids is fucked up right now, 21 and under, I be just trying to let y'all elderly know to fall, be cool. We know we fucked up some shit. We know we fucked up some shit, but relax though. We gonna get this shit back in order. We gonna get through this shit together. Y'all ain't gotta be pointing no fingers at us all the time like, the little young motherfuckers don't listen. Them our kids, be cool, G. Don't even do all that. We not even gonna do all that. You see what I'm saying? We gonna find out why they like they is. We gonna find out why we like we is and why y'all like y'all was. And then we gonna turn around and we gonna fuck up the oppressors who fucked everybody up. Cause before y'all can tell us our generation fucked up today's kids, cause today's 21 and under is the 80s babies' kids. These are our kids. I already know. Okay, I'm not gonna duck it. I'm not gonna duck it or dispute it, America, okay? No, we're not disputing it, okay? But I love all my kids.
kids, okay? We love our kids, okay? Now, we just need the other people that's thinking they black to relax on us, man. Because y'all got to remember, before the 80s babies came, I know these are our kids. They teenagers are our kids. These are y'all grandkids if y'all like 70s and 60s. Our kids, like, these are y'all grandkids, right? Y'all fucked up too in the 80s. It started in the 80s. That's when the disconnect was put.
Mm. It was disconnect. But we connecting now. Yeah, I got you. No problem. I'll send them out.
Time only exists outside of us. Time does not exist inside of our minds. So when we imagine something, it is happening on the etheric plane. And what happens on the etheric plane consistently ends up manifesting physically. Group meditations, we need to start doing group meditations together. That will help build the magnetic charge for it to manifest faster.
And what's the minimum number of people that we need to do this meditation?
The number is not as important as the individuals. The individuals that have the highest frequency will output the strongest magnetic charge. The people that have been attending class are the selected ones to make this happen in divine timing.
Okay. Is there anything else you can tell us about that?
This is going to change all of our lives. That's all they won't show me anything else. Don't ruin. They said it's kind of like Christmas. Don't ruin the surprise.
Yeah, man. Keep with the damn info. I don't like it, but kind of informative, to say the least.
Does anyone find it a coincidence that CERN shut down today, right? Well, our time, it was 9 o'clock last night, Eastern Standard Time. We had a full moon, Mercury's going retrograde, and Jupiter is rising. I don't think that's a coincidence. Do you?
I don't either. Full moon, y'all.
There is absolutely no way that a documentary about Rashad Jamal comes out before Jeffrey Epstein.
I wonder who's doing the documentary on him. We gotta do some more research, you know what I'm saying? We gotta do some more research. Who's doing the doc on God?
This is a message for every world leader, every president, every chancellor, every prime minister. If you send your warships towards the Caribbean and you explode an atom bomb near Venezuela, there will be dire consequences to your actions. Let the serpent waken and move slowly so that there will not be catastrophic life loss. You know as well as I do what Nagasaki was and Hiroshima was and what area of that animal you dropped that bomb on and why. The equivalent on this side of the world would be in Venezuela. Okay? So if you are planning to send ships to the Caribbean with your nuclear arsenal, because this serpent is waking, she's waking. She is. And when she moves, she's going to move slow. It's going to cause destruction. It's going to start ripping the United States from the Midwest to the West Coast away. Let her do it naturally.
Please let her do it naturally, yo. But you said you want to know something about CERN? All right. Let me see. Maybe so.
People need to understand that CERN shuts down today. June 29th, 2026, CERN shuts down. And every time this machine powers up or goes down, something strange seems to happen. The Large Hadron Collider goes into a long shutdown while CERN is saying that they're shutting this down for upgrades. And this isn't a weekend maintenance break. This thing is going offline for years. They're expecting this thing to be back in 2030. Mind you, they're shutting this thing down today on the same day as a strawberry full moon. Big coincidence, right? You gotta remember the first time CERN fired up the Large Hadron Collider in 2008, that same year Wall Street collapsed. The financial system almost broke. And some people say the world got hit with the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. Then CERN entered its first major shutdown around 2013. Right around that window, a massive meteor exploded over Russia. One of the most powerful airbursts in modern history. You had windows shattered. People got injured. The sky literally lit up like something in a movie. Then CERN went into a long shutdown from 2018 to 2022. And during that stretch, the world completely changed. You had the pandemic. You had lockdowns. You had supply chain chaos, economic meltdown, political unrest, a version of the earth that honestly never felt normal again. And now we fast forward. CERN is shutting down again while AI is on the rise. You got wars escalating. You got governments pushing for digital ID. But I'm guessing none of this is ringing a bell, right? I need you to look at this statue that's in front of CERN. That's Shiva, the Lord of Destruction. Basically, he's the deity of transformative rebirth. Y'all let that sink in for a minute. The scary part isn't CERN shutting down. The scary part is what comes next. Pay attention.
Pay attention. Pay attention. But hey, y'all, like I said, I'm gonna try to be back later tonight, man. I gotta get going and shit. It's almost 7. I gotta get there before then. That's when it starts. But I'll catch y'all on the next one. You know what it is, man. Love. Catch y'all on the street. I won't forget where that. Yo.
Hey, ain't nothing hurts anymore. We're still the kids we used to. I put my to see if I still. Ain't nothing hurts anymore. I feel fine.
The real flex is how many lives you can positively impact. It's not about cars, clothes, or clout. Influence means nothing if you're not helping somebody to grow. The legacy you leave won't be measured by what you had, but by who you helped. Real power